Welcome, Mojo.
Hello,
Welcome. Nice to have you.
Yes,
Okay, so I would like you to tell us a little about yourself.
my name is Onajomo Gbejara. I'm a graduate from UniBen. I studied international studies and diplomacy. And what else? What else? I love sports. Yeah, I love most particularly fighting, combat sports. I don't know. Most people find this kind of like, should I say weird? Weird, yes, and dangerous. I can't really explain that side. I just feel like it's kind of like the best representation of the human body in it.
What first inspired you to take up fighting?
Let's say I first started in body fitness. Okay, I was into, normally I'm very curious. I'm kind of like inquisitive and all. So I like to read stuff, search stuff out. And one of the things that intrigued me the most was the human body. And
Okay.
so I was like, okay, let's work on the body and the mind. We started with the body. What's the best way is to train, Abby? So I started training. Just I didn't really take it like combat or fighting or anything. Initially, I love fighting, but then while training, I found out that you can also just get access to spar and get closer to this combat sports. This thing I love so much. So I was like, let me see if I can just follow up, just meet some of the people there, like play, just from training, just from being fit, and so we're into this stuff.
Okay.
I was serious about it.
Okay. So who has been your biggest role model in this sport?
Biggest role model in the sport. Okay. Combat sports is very broad, so I cannot really pick one. And if I really want to pick, like, you use the word role model, so I cannot say inspiration. And I cannot pick one role model. There are a lot.
Okay.
And is that okay? Can I just call a few?
Yes, you can call.
Okay. This one is weird, but it's funny. It's not weird. It's funny, but growing up, I'm very sure that all the young boys will love this Chinese movie, these kung fu movies.
Okay.
So Jackie Chan and Jet Li, those guys, yes, they always used to bust my head.
Okay.
Yes, I swear.
You wanted to be like them.
Yes, I want to be like them. Like, how is this guy doing this thing? One guy, 12 people. Ah. Then maybe when I got into the sports, I started looking at guys like Conor McGregor. I started looking at people like Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, because he's a Nigerian and he rose to prominence. I was like, okay, that is an inspiration as well. He rose to prominence. I was like, wow, like Nigerians can actually do this. Like we can in this combat something, we can go to the highest level too. Why not? And before you know, Israel Adesanya, Kamaru Usman, most of the people I can relate with, or I'll call brethren. It was really inspiring. Like I really looked up to their pattern of fighting and everything. They were like eye openers for me.
How has practicing Kung Fu shaped your mindset and lifestyle beyond sport?
Not just kung fu, um, the combat sports in general, training. Well, it has really taught me one thing over the years, and it's discipline. Yes, I will not really say I've achieved mastery of it or anything. I will not really say I'm very good at what is called discipline, but I'm aware of it now, and based on my training and my participation in combat sports, because there's this popular saying in this movie Spider-Man: with great power comes great responsibility. Yes, tone it down a bit. With power comes responsibility. Yes, that's its most simple form. And when you begin to learn this stuff, and you know now that you can actually, you're not just like the ordinary person anymore. Yes, like for real. So you have to kind of like exercise a lot of qualities. One of them is discipline. Yes, to be able to control yourself. Discipline goes into every other quality you will exercise. And yes, to be able to control yourself and to be able to bring yourself to practice this thing over and over again. Like everything in the combat sports, everything in kung fu is based on discipline. It's not easy, and you need the discipline to continue. You need the discipline to start. You need the discipline to train. Yes, and you need the discipline to control yourself. Yeah, so I really like that about it. It's taught me that a lot.
Kung Fu is not yet mainstream in Nigeria. So how did you gain access to coaches and facilities?
To go into stuff like that, like kung fu, not just even combat sports. To go into combat sports in Nigeria is kind of difficult. And to go into something like kung fu, it's unheard of. Yeah, I did not really start out as a kung fu practitioner. Yeah, and my dreams are way higher than that. But let me first explain my little understanding of kung fu sports. So there are other ones like kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, judo. Kung fu is also a style of martial arts, and unfortunately, it's not really popular here in Nigeria, but it is gaining prominence. It is gaining recognition in the world. I think they've added it to the Olympics. I think they will add it to the Olympics. We already have the World Kung Fu Association, and funny thing now is that Nigeria is actually pushing hard on Kung Fu stand in Africa. You understand? It is something that is rising to prominence. So first of all, I would say I'm very lucky to even be a practitioner right now. Uh, okay, it's been on for years, oh, but now that it's gaining prominence and recognition, I'm really happy to be there. But really luck. Yes, I was training for a boxing career, and boxers you always throw your fist. I do that a lot. Let me say I'd gotten to a pretty okay stage, but I had not carried it to like a professional aspect yet. So I came to Uniben, I came to Sport Complex, I met a lot of people. They were doing their stuff, so they were training and everything. But I kept on doing it over and over and over again for years consistently until I met Coach Amos. Yes, I think he was actually scouting. You understand? I already had this mentality that just be in a place where that art is being practiced, you will see something there, you will see results. And so coincidentally, I met Coach Amos. There were other coaches before him, but let's just say we had the same kind of passion. You understand? I was there at that stage. I was ready for the combat sport. I was not just there to train anymore and just say, okay, keeping fit or being healthy or self-defense. No, I was actually looking for an opportunity, and it came with an opportunity. That was like let's say a year before this national sports festival. Yes, so he was like, okay, he wanted to see the seriousness in the people training and everything. He just told us that, oh, just practice, so we can actually push this as a career. You understand? First of all, it was the one that made me know that, oh, you need a coach, you need a professional coach, a recognized federal coach or national coach. Maybe the coach might be at the state level, self, but you need a coach. You understand? And okay, he took us seriously, he trained us, and he carried us to Ogbemudia Stadium. We got there. There were other sports there. We had kung fu, we had kickboxing, we had judo, and which other one? Taekwondo. But Coach Amos himself, he majored in kung fu at that moment. He also does MMA. He's an MMA coach too, but he majors in kung fu. So he brought us in. He trained us, and the way I showed seriousness, our seriousness, you understand, he just kept on pushing us towards that part. He asked us, were you ready? Me and my teammates and everything. He carried us along. We enrolled in this national sports festival. Normally, you have to show up, you have to do your thing, you have to train, you have to prove yourself. And so all those which I did, and they gave me an opportunity. I'm really glad for the opportunity.
Okay. So looking back, what moment in your career makes you most proud?
Professionally, I've only fought once, and that was this national sports festival. That's the only time I can be classified as a kung fu practitioner. Other times I was just an athlete training. You understand? And the moment that made me most proud was when first time I actually stepped in the mat to fight. Yes, the first time I stepped to the mat. When I was at the event, I could see that there was this thing called fright. It's not easy. Like when you are there, it's time for you to. You can even be sitting and watching other people's fight. It's kind of interesting and all. By the time you realize it's your turn, my God, it's all of a sudden it's as if you are carrying 20 kg again on your body. Like and it's not easy. You understand? Even if you don't want to give up, even if you cannot face the fear of the shame of looking at your teammates and other people that you gave up before the match. Sometimes they throw the towel, that kind of stuff. You go there and you'll not even be able to perform. And so when I got there, I had that feeling, that fright, and I stepped in the mat and a fellow human being stepped into the match with me too. The referee started the match and everything. I stood my ground. When I took the first hit, I was like, Mojo, why? Why? Yes, yes, you can do this. I was happy. I was glad when I took the first hit. It was, I don't want to say it is, it's weird, but it was nice.
Okay. So what do you think needs to be done to grow Kung Fu in Nigeria?
Okay, I did have some experiences in in previous events I attended. Some of them it was not nice normally, but I really don't know much. And to be honest with you, I don't know much about the system and everything. And but the first thing to every problem is to talk about it. They say a problem shared is half solved. Yes, I don't know much. Um, inconveniences, setbacks, lack of attendance, apathy towards the sport, stuff like that. People that are into it, if they kind of like, come across those kind of stuff, experience it, they can always just, tell somebody else, like talk about it, basically. And sometimes you might be powerless to do stuff there, but when you talk about it, you kind of like sow seeds. And other people will talk about it and they'll talk about it and before you know it's a major something and the people at the right places will be they will have to kind of like respond stuff like that.
So do you think Kung Fu had the potential to become as popular as sports like boxing and taekwondo in Nigeria? Yeah.
Of course, of course, of course, there are various reasons. Um one of them is this kung fu sport. Most people don't know, but having attended and practiced, I think it's a little bit safer than some of the other sports based on the regulations and everything. Okay, you have your vest that protects you. You understand? There's full-on protection. You understand? And there are a lot of rules that prohibit some dangerous attacks like an oblique kick, something that can damage someone's body. And so kind of prohibit it. Majorly, Kung Fu is just to show your technique. You understand? Show your technique. Yeah, you don't really have to go there and give somebody serious damage. The highest is a light knockout. And if you're a professional fighter, you can also just minimize that because you are well guarded. You understand? So yes, I feel like based on the safety measures, it will actually gain prominence in Nigeria like other sports.
So what do you hope to achieve from this sport?
Um, I want to be the best there is. Yes, as far as I'm practicing something, I want to be
Good at it.
not just good at it. I want to dominate, and I have a desire to go further, and it goes as deep as fighting, not just kung fu now, but in the kung fu area. Since I'll tell you this, kung fu is now like my major background. You understand? I started with boxing. I had a boxing coach as well in Warri. He worked in Warri Stadium. But Kung Fu, this particular Kung Fu that I came across, I took it further. And it went deeper. The training went deeper. So I have some, I would say Kung Fu is my foundation. And as my foundation, I really want to make it as strong as possible. I might not have the time to take it to the highest stage internationally. That is because I have plans to move elsewhere, like divert to other combats.
Okay.
And so I have plans to mix it up. As a foundation, I'm not going to take it, I'm not going to use it to build the entire building. And the entire building has many other stuff, but as the foundation, I'm going to make it the best foundation ever. And so I have to be the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you have for upcoming athletes who want to do kung fu? What advice do you have?
It's the discipline, you understand? First of all, and you have to know what you want. It's not a big deal if you don't want to take it to um, really far levels and all. It can just start as an interest or maybe something you just come across, you understand? But it's the discipline. There are people that are putting everything or giving you time and attention. That's when you see access to the sport. There are people that are giving you time and attention and everything. They take, they take it takes a lot from them. And if you can just put in a little effort, you see the results. It's instant. To be honest with you, like you do something today, you start seeing the results in like 2 days. You understand? So it depends on what you want. Once you know that okay, you want to concentrate in this sport, okay, it's kung fu that you want to do. It just take a little discipline, just a little. You have to don't. Most times it's okay if somebody tells you there's always somebody there to push you there, but I want us to kind of like have this should I say reminder. I want to have this discipline from within, like you know what you want. You can get tired and everything, but just keep on going. Just keep on doing it. You understand? Discipline builds consistency. You understand? Consistency shows effort. It grows. It kind of like keeps on going. You just have to trust the process.
So,
Yes.
on behalf of Athletery, we have a little gift for you, and thank you for sharing your journey with us today. So, this is our little gift for you.
Wow.
Yes, so we would like you to make a shout out to Athletery.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I wasn't expecting this, and I really enjoyed the session so far. I've not really had the time to talk about it, talk about my journey. So thanks to Athletic for giving that opportunity. Thanks to Athletic for giving me that opportunity to talk about my journey so far. And shout out to you guys. I'll tell my friends about you guys.
Thank you. Your social media is there.
Yeah,
Can we
yeah, yeah,
follow
yeah,
you?
yeah. Big Mojo, big underscore Mojo 007. I'm into sports. I'm into tech. I'm into art as well, and I'm into fashion as well. I just try to do everything. One of my motto is Mojo of all trades.
Okay, you're
Yes,
not Jack.
yes, I'm not Jack. All right,
Okay,
thank you very much.
you're welcome. Thank
All right,
you.
thank
Thank
you, Peter.
you.
All
This
right,
brings
bye.
us to the end of our session with Mojo. We had an amazing session with him today. Hope you get to enjoy his story the way I did. Thank you.